They say she never died. September 16, 1881, the newspapers reported her death. The city held a funeral. Thousands attended. But people continued to see her, walking the streets of New Orleans, standing at her altar in St. Louis Cemetery, performing rituals at midnight. For 50 years, Marie Laveau ruled New Orleans through mystery, magic, and absolute power. Senators came to her door. Slaves begged for her help. Criminals feared her curse. She wasn't a queen by birth, she was a queen by will. And some say her spirit still rules the city today. Welcome to Dark True Crime, where we uncover the stories history tried to bury. If you're new here, subscribe and turn on notifications. This channel investigates forgotten cases with historical research and forensic analysis. Today, we're going to New Orleans, Louisiana, 1874, to the life of the most powerful woman in the South. Her name was Marie Laveau, and this is her untold story. Marie Catherine Laveau was born on September 10, 1794, in the French Quarter of New Orleans. Her mother was Marguerite Henry, a free woman of color. Her father was Charles Laveau, a wealthy white plantation owner. This made Marie part of a unique class in Louisiana society, the gens de couleur, libre-free people of color. In 1809, when Marie was 15, her city changed forever. Thousands of free people of color arrived from Haiti, fleeing revolution. They brought with them something that would transform Marie's life: voodoo. Voodoo wasn't devil worship. It wasn't evil magic. It was a spiritual practice combining West African traditions, Catholic rituals, and indigenous beliefs. A religion of survival, of power, of resistance. Marie watched, she learned, she waited. In 1819, at age 25, Marie married Jacques Paris, a free man of color. Within 2 years, he disappeared. Some say he died. Others say he simply left. The records don't say. But Marie kept his name, Marie Laveau Paris, the widow Paris. She worked as a hairdresser for wealthy white women. She went into their homes, arranged their hair, heard their secrets, affairs, debts, scandals, crimes. She learned everything, and she began to use what she knew. By 1830, Marie had become something new, something New Orleans had never seen before. She called herself a voodoo priestess. But she was more than that. She was a political operator, an information broker, a spiritual leader, a revolutionary. Every week, she held ceremonies at Congo Square, a public space where enslaved people could gather on Sundays. Witnesses describe what they saw: drums beating in the darkness, dancers spinning in circles, Marie in white robes, her eyes closed, speaking in tongues, snakes wrapped around her arms, fire burning in iron pots. White society was terrified. They called it devil worship. They tried to ban it, but they couldn't stop it. Because Marie had something no one else had: information. She knew which senator was having an affair, which merchant was bankrupt, which judge took bribes, which plantation owner beat his slaves to death. And she used that information to build power. If you needed a favor from the city council, you went to Marie. She'd arrange it for a price. If you wanted revenge on someone, you came to Marie. She'd curse them, or more likely, spread rumors that destroyed them. If you were enslaved and needed freedom papers forged, Marie knew people. She was connected to the Underground Railroad. She helped dozens escape. Marie didn't rule through violence. She ruled through knowledge, fear, and belief. People believed she could curse you, kill you with magic, bring back your dead lover, make your enemy go insane. And whether the magic was real or not didn't matter. Belief made it real. Let's talk about what Marie actually did, because the truth is stranger than the legends. First, the gris-gris. These were small bags filled with herbs, bones, hair, and other items. Marie sold them as protective charms or as curses. A gris-gris bag placed under someone's pillow could supposedly cause illness, madness, or death. Did they work? Psychologically, yes. If you believe Marie cursed you, your own mind could make you sick. Stress, paranoia, psychosomatic illness. Second, the rituals. Marie held private ceremonies in her home on St. Anne Street. Politicians, wealthy merchants, society women. They came in secret through the back door. She'd perform rituals, read futures, arrange spiritual marriages, offer blessings or curses. And while they were distracted by the show, she'd gather information. Who was there? Who paid her? What did they ask for? She kept detailed records, names, dates, requests, payments. It was blackmail disguised as spirituality. Third, the informants. Marie employed a network of people throughout New Orleans: hairdressers, servants, dock workers, prostitutes. They all reported back to her. She knew everything that happened in the city before anyone else did. When a judge ruled against one of Marie's clients, his house mysteriously burned down 3 days later. When a wealthy merchant refused to pay Marie, his ships were sabotaged at the docks. Coincidence? Maybe. But in New Orleans, everyone believed Marie made it happen, and belief is power. Here's where the story gets strange. On September 16, 1881, the Times-Picayune newspaper reported, Marie Laveau, the Voodoo Queen, died yesterday at her home on St. Anne Street. She was 87 years old. Thousands attended her funeral. She was buried in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 in the Laveau family tomb. But within weeks, people started reporting sightings. Marie at Congo Square performing rituals. Marie walking through the French Quarter in her white robes. Marie at her tomb leaving offerings for herself. What was happening? The truth. Marie Laveau had a daughter, also named Marie Laveau, also a voodoo priestess, also identical in appearance. Marie Laveau too continued her mother's work. Same rituals, same reputation, same power. For decades, people couldn't tell them apart. When was Marie I? When was Marie II? No one knew. Even today, historians debate which stories belong to which Marie. This confusion wasn't an accident. It was strategy. By becoming two people, or maybe three, some say there was a granddaughter, Marie Laveau, became immortal. A legend that couldn't die because no one knew when she had actually lived. Today, Marie Laveau's tomb is the most visited grave in New Orleans. People leave offerings, coins, candles, flowers, rum. They mark 3 X's on the tomb and make a wish. They ask for her blessing. Some say her spirit still grants wishes. Others say it's just superstition. But here's what we know for certain. Marie Laveau was a black woman in the antebellum South who built an empire without violence. She protected enslaved people. She gathered intelligence. She manipulated the powerful. She survived by being smarter than everyone around her. She used belief as a weapon, fear as currency, mystery as armor. Was she a spiritual leader? Yes. Was she a con artist? Also yes. Was she a revolutionary? Absolutely. She was all of these things, and that's what made her powerful. Marie Laveau proved that power doesn't come from wealth or status. It comes from information, belief, and the willingness to become a legend. The Voodoo Queen never really died, because legends don't die, they just change form. And in New Orleans, on certain nights, people still swear they see her, walking through the mist of the French Quarter, standing at her tomb in St. Louis Cemetery, watching, waiting, ruling from beyond the grave. If this story fascinated you, subscribe to Dark True Crime. We uncover the forgotten women, the buried scandals, and the mysteries history tried to erase. Next week, we're investigating the infected Princess of Austria, the Royal, who was deliberately given a disease by her own husband. Thank you for watching, and remember, in New Orleans, some queens never die.